Hello, 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 crafty peeps. How are you doing today? Happy Friday. It's me, Leslie, and I'm here for another Crafty Friday night with you guys for another Come Craft With Me session. So I hope you've had a wonderful week. We have had an eventful week. I'm going to tell you all about it because Piper had some allergy tests on Wednesday. So that was fun. And now we have to clear out our cupboards and kind of rethink a lot of meal plans, but we'll tell you more about that shortly. We've got Marcy here. Hey Marcy. And also Jasmine's here as well. Hey Jazz, how you doing? Let's just do it. Let's get crafty. All right, so I have got a bit of a project that I have to do today. Hopefully you can see me, move over the right way, because we are creating some projects for a magazine, and I always give the design team the opportunity to make some creations to put in the magazine, and they very kindly signed up for it, and it's all good in the hood. However, the postal system isn't always the most reliable of the things. So one of the design team members had made a card, however, it's not here yet. So we have a deadline of Monday, and we have to post it on Monday. So if it doesn't arrive in Monday's post, we're a card short. So that was fine. I said to myself, that gives me a little challenge, gives me a jumping off spot for tonight's Come Craft With Me. So here I have got a selection of ink pads out, because whenever we get projects from magazines, very often they will give us a brief. In fact, this is not this magazine, this is a different magazine, but it will tell you, please include one square card and one circle card, and it will give you a color palette. And we did get a color palette for these projects, and it's these pinks and blues, which are just adorable anyway, so definitely up for that. Tiffany is here. Hey Tiffany, and Ashley and Nessa as well. Hello my friends. Hello my little lovelies. So I actually took a picture on my phone of the screen so I could see the color palettes, and then I came in here and I shared with you guys last week this little thing that I put together, which is printed like swatch book for Kath and Pooler. I do think, so for example, where is it? Like party dress, for example. This is party dress. It doesn't not match exactly. So I think probably it's better to create a swatch using the actual ink pad itself, but it's all I have at the moment. So we'll just deal with that. So I did look through this. I think what is good is that I'm like, okay, well, I know that party dress is one of the colors that would work, but now I need one that is a little bit lighter. So you can tell comparatively what it's like to one another, even though this has printed not quite true form colors. But these are my colors. So we've got party dress, we have pucker up, we have it's a girl, it's a boy, and all that jazz. Oh, I'm so excited. And that just reminded me that I have booked to go to the theatre, darling. I was feeling like I needed to have a little bit of a recharge of my musical theatre batteries. So I have booked to go see Chicago. Oh. So Morgan and I are going to go see that next month. So I'm super excited about that. And I'm also trying to get booked in to go see another show. I want to go see Waitress with one of the friends that I go dancing with. Has any of you guys seen Waitress? I would love to know. Let me know in the comments. Jasmine says, I filled up my drawers with Caterpillar minis already. I'm going to need another one. I have one more set of 8 to buy from you next month. Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? They keep coming. Although, I have to say, you might not have seen this, but I saw on Catherine's newsletter today that there was the opportunity to win Catherine Pooler inks, but not just opportunity to win Catherine Pooler inks, it's the opportunity to win all the inks that's going to be released next year. Oh, I thought, wow, that's crazy. So definitely go check that out. Not right now, we're going to craft right now. So another part of the brief of this project was to use the Just a Note stamps. So I have decided to pull out a little pen from the Just a Note stamp set because I don't really use the pen all that much. So let's get that used. Marcy says, I haven't seen it, but I heard Waitress is really good. I saw the movie a few years back. So I only just realized like this week that I knew that Sarah Bareilles was the creative genius behind Waitress, the musical. But I only found out this week that actually it's a movie first and then she like adapted it into a musical. So and somebody told me that the musical is actually on Amazon Prime, so I was like, gotta do that. I just wanted to mention that the Heffy Doodle stamp and sponge chamois is back in stock. We have limited quantities of these. If you didn't get a chance to grab one, you might want to head on over to the store and grab one while they are back in stock. Box setting. All right. And we also had a restock of some other items, specifically the 3D printed items from Make It by Marco. And I actually treated myself to one of these. I haven't got any for the store yet because I wanted to test drive it for myself. But it's an ATG gun holder. So I'll just tip it over so you guys can see. How cool is that? So normally I set mine down like this. But now I can set it like this so I can just lift it up and go. So I am test driving that all for your benefit. So we're excited about that too. I thought that it would be fun to pull out my Hello Everyone stamps. One of the reasons I really like these stamps is because they come with coordinating dies, so you can get that really like pop of color. And I love the hello specifically, and I thought what we could do is have the hello and then put like a pencil or a pen on the other side of it, like it's just finished writing it. How cool is that? I like that idea. So I'm going to stamp the hello as well. Just put my thingy away. But I'm not sure what color to do it. Any suggestions? Let me put it here while I have a little think about the rest of my card. So I was thinking I might actually use the Stargazer backdrop die for this card as well. So this little guy has not been used in forever, and then I used it yesterday to create a card for an Instagram reel. Let me go and grab it actually. Here it is. Let me zoom. So this is the card I made for an Instagram reel. You'll see that next week on the Heffy Doodle Instagram. I was just playing around and I just pulled out some random bits and pieces. And I thought, oh, that's a die that actually is really useful. You get awesome results with it. It makes creating so easy. So I thought, why not? Let's see if we can create with this as well. So my thoughts is that we'll have my hello die. We'll create a background panel we'll do a hello die like this. And maybe a pen like this. And I've also pulled out a little bear from the bedhead stamp set. So I might do bear, I might do one of the others. I'm not quite sure yet, but we'll give that a little go. So before I stamp my hello, let's die cut a background using this card, using this die even. And then I'm thinking I might use a stencil to add some of this color to my card. So let's grab a piece of card. What has everyone else been up to this week then? I'd love to hear from you guys. Oh, so I did mention a little earlier that Piper and I went on a little adventure on Wednesday to Inverness because we signed up to get an allergy test from my Piper. So we haven't sadly gone through like the doctor. It takes forever to get any of that kind of stuff sorted. So we went privately to this clinic that does allergy testing. So it's not a blood test. It's like, they call it a kinetic test. And yeah, so she got that done on Wednesday. And the great news is that they can actually tell you the results straight away, which is fabulous. However, the sad news is that our fears have been confirmed for Piper. She is in fact allergic to dairy. So cow's milk specifically, and not just the lactose, but also the whey and the casein that's in dairy. She's also allergic to tomatoes. Who knew? Mixed pollen, we kind of knew about that because of her hay fever, etc. And then what's something else? Oh, MSG, which is actually something that is found a lot in things like Chinese food. It's sometimes it's in a lot of like ready meal stuff. That we don't really eat a lot of ready meal stuff, but if you have like frozen chips, it's the stuff that makes your chips all crispy when you cook them. So that one's a tough one because they're hidden everywhere. We pick up like fries chips and also crisps chips. So that's been really, really hard. Jasmine's going, oh wow, tomatoes. And do you know what the annoying thing is that we have been, because I had cut down on her dairy, I was feeling like I was really uninspired with her lunches for school. So I thought that I had the most fantastic idea. I bought her a little flask that would keep food warm all day, and it meant that I could send her to school with hot food, but like hot food that's going to last. It's not going to get all sweaty and soggy. So she was going with like beans and like ravioli, and she did have things like pigs in blankets and crisps, like our pig's blanket, and wedges and chips, and all that stuff is a big poo. Yeah, so hey ho, it is what it is. At least now we know, and we can work it out. Meal times now are interesting. Tonight we had like very little in the house. The other day I went through the cupboards with a Sharpie and just like pulled out stuff and then put a big X through it. And I find it incredibly like crazy the fact that there's so many things that have actually tomato in it. Tomato was a big one. There was so many things that had tomato in it. You just never would have even thought. nuts. Jasmine says she loves ketchup, right? And I'm like, and that was actually one of the big ones. It's like, oh, ravioli, all this, ketchup. And we had some like fries yesterday. I had to make sure it didn't have any of the MSG on it. And I was like, I'm sorry, you can't have ketchup. I can give you mayo. And she's like, looked at the mayo on the plate. And she was like, I just can't do it, mummy. But if any of you guys have any tips and tricks, any suggestions for things that we can use, things we can eat, please let us know. We would love that. Now, I'm trying to see, we made these little tubs for our blending tools, but these are definitely based on colors from our distressings. Oh, that one doesn't have a thing on it. But I'm not really overly precious, to be honest. So we'll give this a go. And we'll add some color. Jasmine says, that's been a long road to find out, but I'm sure you'll find a way through it. Yes, indeed. It has been a long road because before she was even 1, we had an allergy test and we were told she was allergic to cats. So this has been going on for 10 whole years. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. All right, so I'm going to do some like brush strokes, I guess, down this card, on the bottom section of this card, at least some of the way along, using the different colors that we have here. Keep picking up the wrong one. And I'm using the Messy Desk stencil to add these colors. And I might turn this stencil around every so often to get a different look. In fact, what I'm going to do is use a bit more memo tape. Otherwise, who knows what might happen. So party dress is well loved in my collection here. Nice. And I'm just giving it a very quick clean in between each one, so that I don't get any transference, or at least not a lot of transference would be good. Let's try Pucker Up. I don't think I've really used Pucker Up before. What color is Pucker Up? Pucker Up is actually a kind of color that is not really like a distressing color, in my opinion. These two are both duds. Okay, so I have pulled out the white stars from my background. And I haven't quite decided whether I'm going to put them back in or not yet. To be determined. Here's what we're looking like so far. Going to keep on going. Jasmine says, I think I have a family member who is allergic to that too, so I will ask. Oh, thank you. Oh yeah, that's true. Look, it is the color of my top. You can't see. It is the color of my top. That's amazing. I never even realized that. I'll have to tell Catherine. I've actually got a little spill here. Dropped my toothpaste on it. I should just like blend it. Oh, sorry. So, are you all ready for Halloween? It's a coming. We are nearly all ready. Although sadly, it would appear that it's going to rain for most of the night. So, or most of the day. So I'm not really sure how much trick-or-treating we will get without being absolutely drenched. Our main concern is Ranger. He just won't go anywhere if it's raining. It's raining tonight, and we have buttons that he presses to let us know that he needs things. And he keeps pressing the outside button, and as soon as you open the door, he like goes to the door and he's like, he looks up at you, and then he looks out and he listens to the rain, and then he's like, ah. He's so cute. Such a fool. All right, so let's do another one. Maybe come back in with that pucker up color. Or as we call it, Heffy Doodle Pink Sweatshirt. Oh, I also wanted you guys to be the first to know that over at Heffy HQ, we are working on something very special. We are going to be having a mega day. So we're still kind of ironing out the kinks, but over the next couple of weeks, don't have an exact date yet, but we're going to be doing a live show, which is essentially, we're going to call it a mega day, and it's going to have some amazing offers, some bundle deals. We're going to have some like mystery craft bags at a really, really heavily reduced price. Lots of real fun things, and we're going to have like a live demo so that you guys can watch along. It's going to be a little bit similar to if you've ever seen like Create and Craft or something like that effect. So you'll be able to buy things in bundles, and the great thing is that we want to do it soon so that it ships in time for Christmas, so that you guys, even in the farthest corners of the earth, that it has arrived before Christmas. So keep an eye out on in our newsletters, on the blog, on social media. We'll have more details about that once we've ironed out all the creases. But we're really excited about that. It's going to be so much fun. Ooh, we need to come back in with that It's a Girl color. So on my memo tape, I'm trying to keep one side sort of bluesies and one side pinksies, so that when I'm inking, I'm not picking up a lot of transference onto my foam blending tool. Yeah. Jasmine says, oh, that sounds like fun. We are really excited, but we'll also be hoping that you guys will help us spread the news and help us share it with your own kind of audiences and things like that, so that we can get more people on board. I think that would be really fun, especially when a lot of the bundles that we will have, Jasmine, for people like you who has nearly a whole Heffy Doodle collection anyway. I'm guessing a bundle is going to be harder to find one that doesn't have stuff that you've got. But for people who are new to Heffy Doodle, then definitely it's going to be a great way to build up a stash. But I'm sure you will find things in there for our seasoned customers as well. This is coming along nicely. I'm loving it. What do you guys think so far of this card? And I think I need another blue. And we'll have another, it's a girl maybe, or maybe another party dress. Oh, there's Daddy home from football. Oh, per Piper today, she actually, she hurt herself in PE at school. We got a phone call from school saying that she'd pulled a muscle in her back, so we had to go and collect her. It's been quite a traumatic week, bless her. Hello. Ranger's excited to see you, Craigie. Mm-hmm. All right, we're down to our last brush stroke, I think. And I think we're going to need another blue. Another blue. Awesome. All right. So here I have my card. Let me zoom in so you can take a little look at it. I think it's looking very vibrant and very fun at the moment. I'm loving that. And I'm going to, what do you think? I'm thinking, because these bits I think I'm going to like pop back in white. Then I wonder if I can, these ones up top, do them in colors. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Yes, I like the idea of that. Let's do that, shall we? Let me grab a card base for this little guy. In fact, one of the prerequisites for the magazine was that all the cards must be mounted onto white card blanks, which I just thought that was interesting. I was like, why is that? Eliza or Elisa says, canny colors, might have to ask Santa for some. The colors go really well together. I'm liking them. Awesome. Okay, I'll grab my little ATG from my ATG dispenser. So far, I don't have an awful lot of all that jazz color. So I'm thinking I might end up going and I might end up doing that with my sentiment color. All right. So this little guy has got tape behind it. So let's stick that in. These little bambinos also have tape behind it around the edges. So let's stick them in as well. Pop that in. And the rest of them, I think, apart from this guy seems to have adhesive in it. And this little boy over here. The rest of them, I think we're going to need a little bit of wet glue or a glue dot. So let's get Mr. Gluebird. Marcy says, love those colors together. I think they look awesome. And actually, that's something that I don't really do an awful lot together, is take a selection of colors from the same color family, like take a selection of pinks or take a selection of blues together. It's not something I normally would do of my own accord. So that I find is pretty cool. All right, so I have a little scrap piece of card here. I'm just going to, I've tapered off the edge so that it has a little shovel on it. Oops, I'm going to do the bottom ones first of all. Let's stick that down. It's going to look really pretty. Whoopsies. So Halloween weekend question. Any plans? Let me know in the comments. We've got our costumes pretty much sorted. I need to sew a bit of Velcro onto Ranger's wolf costume. And I need to hunt out something red for Piper's Little Red Riding Hood basket. So I was thinking of having like a red tea towel, but I could not find one anywhere in the shops. And then I realized I actually have a buffalo plaid, a red buffalo plaid duvet. I'm thinking just one of the pillowcases would be perfect for that. So I need to hunt that out. I've also made I made a chocolate cake and I made a vanilla cake, dairy free. And I made them earlier in the week and I froze them. So they're defrosting at the moment. because tomorrow I'm going to make some frosting and turn them into little cake pops. And then that's what the kiddos are going to get from our house. We do have some chocolate bars as well. But I like to be different. I like to be weird. Okay, so I have all my bits, all my stars plugged in at the bottom. So I haven't quite decided whether I'm going to do colored stars up top or not. And in fact, I don't think I'm going to decide just now. I think what I'm going to do is continue on the rest of the card and then make the decision. So let me create a little bit of space. And we shall color in, not color in, what's the word? Stamp the hello. Hello, little girl. All right, so I was thinking of using the darker blue, all that jazz. I find it actually impossible to say all that jazz without the word, the song having a little play in my head. Beautiful. All right. I haven't decided on the bear or another critter, so hopefully you guys will give me your input and tell me what you think and what you suggest when we get that far. In other news, exciting, I bought some Copic markers this week. Yay! I had once upon a time bought a bundle of Copic markers, and when I went through them, there was quite a few that I already actually had. So that meant that I had a lot of duplicates, but that was fine because it all kind of worked out anyway. And I then, when Ruth was over here, she was like, oh, I really want to buy Copics. And I said, well, that's all well and good, but if you actually do want Copics and you don't have any, I have duplicates, so let me know. And she was like, I'll just buy them all. So she bought all the duplicates that I have. And I was like, oh, well, this money that you've bought these off me, I'm just going to go ahead and buy the colors that I didn't have, which I think was a really sensible way of doing it. So that was me. I went off and made a little list and bought a bunch of Copics. Yay! Hurrah! So we shall see. Not sure if any of the colors I'll be using tonight, but we shall see. One thing I did treat myself to, though, is something that I have been considering on and off for probably years, is that I have the cool grays and the warm gray colors, because I only really have the chows. I don't have any of the sketch. Well, I had like one sketch maybe. And there's certain colors that don't come in the chow set. They only come in the sketch. That's the oval shaped Copic markers. And I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I bought a couple of toner grays. So normally I have my cool grays and my warm grays, but this is a completely different type of gray. And I have no idea what it's like. I've never used it before. I'm really excited. I do understand also that I do believe, even not understand, that there is an N gray, like I think they call it a neutral gray. So I shall have to look, I shall have to save up and get that the next time. I do love the grays. We use them a lot for critters and for coloring things like hair. Jasmine says, I prefer the sketch ones personally. Okay, so help me understand, Jazz. Why do you prefer the sketch? I want to know. Because I started with the chow and then just continued with the chow because that was all I ever knew. So why the sketch? I'm interested to know. All right, here I have my hello. Hello. Literally the shape of them to hold them. Okay, so it's you prefer hold the barrel shape so that you can hold them nicely. Gotcha. Ooh, I'm liking this. Jasmine says, and the numbers being on the end is a bonus. Yeah, totally get that. So I have the little, I'll actually go get them because I need to color in soon. I have little stickers on the end of mine to swatch them up. So I guess I had a workaround for that. Look, toner. Oh, exciting, exciting. Just a bit of the side. All right, so we're going to have a pen right here. I think we're going to need to bring in some of those pink colors to that pen. So let's see what we can do. I'm starting off with a little R20. And this must be a new one, RV23. Ooh. I can tell because the little dot is like perfect. It's not been abused. RV14 is another one here that looks like it's brand new. Oh, I'm gonna like these colors. I think there was a definite like gap in my color chart for these. Lacey, sorry, not Leslie. Lacey says, I don't have a preference. The sketch can hold more ink in the barrels, but that doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me either because I just use what I use. So for example, some of the colors I hardly use at all. So it's not really a big deal whether, and also I've had these for years and years and years. So if after 5 years they're still not used up, then do I really need a bigger barrel? Do I? Ask yourself this question, ladies. Do I really need a bigger barrel? In my mind, I'm like, I could just buy more. All right. Maybe there's a little bit of discontinuity here. Maybe I should have had a teal pen, given that it's writing in teal, but put a teal cap on it. These are the kind of pens that the barrel of the pen does not indicate pen color. I've seen a thing online that was saying that, oh, I don't know, it's some random thing on Instagram. They said that they worked at like air traffic control or something, and they have to use Sharpies, and it has to be black. And there is like a serious problem with people like walking off with other people's pens, etc. And they said the one thing that has saved me is I went to Costco or whatever and I bought a big pack of pens. So now what I do is I have a yellow lid on my black Sharpie, and so people see it lying around, they think it's a yellow Sharpie, they never touch it. And I was like, clever, sneaky, sneaky. All right, so I'm liking this. Got my little little pen here. I didn't know whether I was going to put a notebook on it or not. Why don't we go ahead and just test drive those toners? I actually think that the barrel shape is going to take a while for me to get used to it. Jasmine said, I did the same as you. I had a bundle of eBay, which were sketch, and they turned out to be doubles of some of the chows I had. So I kept the sketch and sold the chow ones, and like you did, you used the money to buy more. Yay for more Copic. It's just the way to do it. And it's also a way where everyone wins. So there's my T0. And my little, oh, hello. Okay, T5. I'm thinking this is going to be too dark. T3. Did I not get a T1? I'm guessing I didn't get a T1. It must have been out of stock. But I've got T0. Okay. I can't like quite visualize what it means, like how it works in regards to the others. I guess it's just lying in the middle of the cools and the warms, isn't it? I've got a T7. Here for underneath, although now that I'm thinking about it, I should have done that like a color so that it looked like a colored backboard. But hey ho, you'll live and learn. Right, let's cut these out. Jasmine says, I'm still buying the chow, but I like to mix it up when I add a few. I buy them as they're cheaper. Yeah. Get more bang for your buck, as they say. All right, let's bring this through the die cutting machine. Is anyone out there crafting tonight? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And I was thinking I probably will have to craft tomorrow. We have got, oh, how did that not go through? We have got an essential upgrade on our Wi-Fi tomorrow. Boo. So no Wi-Fi all day tomorrow for the Omans. Bam, bam, bam. But between cake decorating and all that jazz, I'm not sure it'll really be a big problemo. Oh, I love it. Come on then, Mr. Pen. Of course, I've realized I haven't actually colored the tip of the pen. So I'll have to do that. And I think I will just do a little tiny bit of the teal color at the very end to kind of look like it is a teal colored pen. Yay! All right, so we could put this behind like this. We have to, of course, add a little bear or something to the side here. Let's stamp it and see how we get going. I'm going to actually put you guys on mute for 2 seconds because I'm really warm. I'm going to take my sweater off. So I'm going to put you on mute so you don't get all the silly noises from that. So bear with me a second, please. All right, I'm back. What do you guys think? Should we go for the little bear? Have a little bear on here. Or we have a pig. A pig, I think, is going to be too pinky. Or we could have a little, well, like panda or foxy. Actually, do you know what? I'm thinking a bear because I am feeling a bit of panda action. I think we should have it as a panda. And then I could also try out my toner grays again. Some more. What do you guys think? Think that's a good idea? Think that's a good idea? I think so. All right, Mr. Bear, back to bed you go. We'll bring in some of that T0, pardon me, and we'll do T5. Paws and ears. some cutes. The T7, darkening it up. And then, of course, we need eye patches. Oh, they're so cute. I've done little like U's, little baggy eyes underneath, and I'll blend it out. I don't want it to be so that you can't see the black dot in his eye. Loving it. And I think I'll bring in some of that pink tone to his little nose. And 2 dots to his cheek, although it's come out quite harsh. So I'll blend it out with my white colourless. Hopefully it doesn't bleed. Oh. I think he's turned out quite cute. What do you guys think? Do you like him? I think so. We'll cut him out using the coordinating die. And get ready to assemble. Suzanne says, adorable. Thank you, dear. All right, so we still have to decide whether we are going to just add white stars to the top, or if we're going to go ahead and add color them in to bring the colors up top. Maybe we should bring this up a bit for a different look. What do you guys think? We bring it up or leave it down into the colored section? I feel like it pops more against the top. Decisions. I think I'm not going to color these stars. I think I'm just going to stick them in as they are. Let's go ahead and do that. A little bit of Glue-Brit to the rescue. I really enjoy the inlaid look. I think it looks really nice and professional. This is where I end up putting one of the stars in upside down or something and makes it look, oh! Not that it would be the end of the world. Everything is fixable, darlings. Everything is fixable. Oh, also this weekend, we're doing an online escape room. That's going to be really fun. So I think we're going to do it over Zoom. I'm looking forward to that. Oh, Nessa says put it at the top. Yeah, Nessa, I think I might actually. I think I'll stick this one down flat, but then I might raise these ones up a little bit more. Decisions, decisions. Mr. Gluebert's running out. He is well loved. Let me go and see if I have any foam over here that will be similar colors. I think that would be cool. Okay, I have some pink foam, like EVA foam. Is it EVA foam? EVO foam? We'll raise it up a little bit. I don't know what it's going to turn out like, so let's give it a go. Let's see, shall we? I'm going to cut some like a saw and then a piece of cardstock to match it, or at least the most of it, and pretty much cover my piece of card with double-sided sticky tape. And the reason I'm doing this is when you die cut foam like this, it actually, the foam can stretch really, really easily. And it's not so much the actual die cutting of like the word, it's actually whenever you remove it from the die cut piece that the foam stretches and gets really misshapen. So in order to avoid that from happening, I anchor down the foam to a piece of cardstock. So now what will happen is that this foam's not able to stretch at all because it already has a base that it lives on, which is the cardstock. So let me grab a pokey tool for that guy. But I also need a panda head or a bear head. Like so. And a pen. So I've purposely done the pen last so that, because it's attached, so I'll just do it right over the top of wherever. Oops. Like a so. Oh no, my pen just fell. So the other thing is, now that this has gone through the machine, this has pretty much gone through a mangle, so it has kind of like a condensed down, it has smooshed a little bit, but give it some time and it will come back to its proper depth, its original depth. Let's get rid of these little inside bits. Foam wants to kind of stick around. These little pokey bits always need a little bit of extra encouragement. There we go. So now we can stick this guy on here and you get this really cool dimensional effect, but the foam underneath gives it a really, really funky texture, which is really cool. Come on, Gilbert. And because your foam is stuck onto that piece of card, makes it so much easier to adhere together. I'm going to do my pencil next, not pencil, pen next, because for the little panda bear, I actually want his hands, paws technically, to be over the edge of the pen, which means I'm going to have to cut them off. Jasmine says it's looking really cute and that she's off because Mummy's visiting tomorrow. Say hello to Mummy for me. Have fun. Okay, so let's stick this on here. Do. Nice. I'll put my foam away before I forget about it. All right, I think this is really cool. I think it's looking awesome. So let's adhere this on, and I'm actually going to use some roller dot adhesive. I can get it to work, because wet glue and foam, not the best of friends. And with dot adhesive, you can get it on all those little bits and pieces that's flying around there. Awesome. Ooh, can't tell. Up, down. I think at a little bit of a jaunty angle is nice. I've noticed the tiniest little bit of pink up here. I must have accidentally smooshed it, or probably it's touched this on the surface. But I love it. I think it's really fun. Let me zoom in so you guys can take a closer look. Here it is. There's my card finished for my magazine. So much fun. And I'm loving that color combo. I think it has turned out so nicely. And if I turn this up a little bit, hopefully you can see from the side, you can really see that pink shine through. Gives it that sort of really cool dimension, I think. Can you see? Doesn't it look really cool? It really brings in that pink to the top section of the card. Awesome. Suzanne says, does it matter how deep the foam is? So the deeper the foam, the more dimension you're going to get. But on the most part, foam will smoosh down enough for your thin blades, your thin dies to cut through them. I have 3mm deep foam and my dies cut through it okay. For the thicker foam, I do tend to pass like the die through once and then come back again just to make sure that it has cut all the way through. But it's a really, really fun way, especially my favorite is for sentiments. It really makes it pop. It's really cool. It's fun. Yeah, you should check it out. Marcy says, so cute. I love how it came out. Yes, a pink shadow. There you go. Awesome. All right. So I am going to call that a night for tonight. I am warm. It is hot. It is raining outside. And I have things I have to do in prep for tomorrow. But thank you for joining me as I made this card for the magazine. I had lots of fun and thank you for your input, and I shall see you guys next week. And I'm really hoping that you will come on over and keep an eye out over at the Heffy Doodle, because we'll have our mega day happening in the next couple of weeks. So watch this space. All right, you guys, I'll chat to you later. Bye.